What's going on YouTube? Burlington or the Nate Show fan here, and today we've got another repair video on this locomotive today. And this locomotive I do not own personally. It is one of my buddy's locomotives. I convinced him to buy it, try to get him into the hobby a little bit. And I'm gonna tune it up, lubricate it, get it rocking nice for him. So first thing I actually want to do is take the handrails off, because I am that kind of guy, I'm gonna paint these gray. Because that's what Southern Pacific did. I'm going to make it accurate for them. So I'll paint the handrails gray, and then I'll paint the white here. And it'll look really good. I've also got the fronts here. So let's take the handrails off first. They look like they're pretty simple to get off here. Yeah, they're just, you can just pull on them. Now, those ones are not as easy. Shake our blade here. Be careful when you're using a sharp blade like this. There we go. And we're just going to kind of lay that out on the table just so, and we're going to paint it, just fog it gray, and that should work for it, I think. Do the same over here. There we go. There's that one. And then there's these guys up on the front. There we go. Alright, all the handrails are off the locomotive. Another thing I've noticed is somebody put the light bulb in the wrong way, which is kind of funny. I might be able to grab a pliers and pull that out. If not, I can try to use a blade without breaking it, hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a pliers for that. Okay. Let's just go about taking the shell off. And then after I take the shell off, I'll show you guys how it runs on the track. So we got our normal Atheran here with, you know, the normal. Actually, I want to look at something real quick. So this is the motor that was in the U-boat. It's a little sneak peek of the reason why that video hasn't come out yet. I don't have the motor mounts. I'm going to get motor mounts for it. I could just hot glue it, but I'm going to get motor mounts for it. This is the older style. It's the smaller motor. And my friend here has the motor mounts I need. Oh, wait, no. No, this is the bigger motor, I think. Yep, that's the bigger motor. So, nope. He does not have the motor mounts I need. So I'm not going to be trying to convince my friend that I want to steal his motor mounts. But, yeah, that's the reason why this locomotive has not run yet. So, that's a work in progress. So, right now, it looks actually pretty good in here. Let's go take it to the track and see how it runs. Alright, we've got her on the track here. Power to the track. Oh, she runs like a top. Okay, we'll do backwards. Do slow speed. It's a pretty good running locomotive. I think if we just take it apart, get some lubrication in here, and it'll be a good runner. Let's take it back to the workbench. So first things first, real quick, I want to do this real quickly. I'm going to lay these handrails out. Give me 1 second. Alright, I've got all the handrails laid out here. I'm just going to do a quick spray paint with some gray Rust-Oleum here. Actually, I think this one is black. Yes, that one is black. We've got some gray spray paint here. Little matte gray spray paint. And I'm just going to spray the handrails gray. And then once they're dry, I'll paint the white on the corners. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a spray from afar here. And we're just gonna let them sit there, just like so. And I'm gonna try to bring that down because that's supposed to be down. There we go. Okay. So that looks pretty good. That's a good way of... That's one way of spray painting handrails. I've also done it while it's on the locomotive. It's easier to do it when it's off the locomotive because you can do exactly what I just did. You can just spray paint it. So, also, we have got an interesting thing here. So this is the instruction manual for the locomotive. As you can see, it says Cox, but this is definitely not a Cox. That's Atheran. So I don't know if this is just referring to the body. Because it doesn't show the motor, does it? It just shows the body. Very interesting. If any of you guys know about that, let me know. I'd love to know more about all the different companies that made these trains and all that. So, yeah, put in the comments if you guys know why this is a Cox instead of it being an Atheran. My deduction is thinking that it's just the shell. It's a Cox shell, but let me know. Anyway, move on to the locomotive here. So, what I'm going to want to do is I'm not going to go too crazy on the... Since this is already a running locomotive, I'm just going to do a quick maintenance on this guy. I'm just going to go here with the commutator here. And we're just going to take our fiberglass pencil here, and we're just going to go ham on it here. You can see what I'm doing here. Pick these up from Amazon. So, just go in there, and now another thing I need to get is some plastic toothpicks, because if you see in here, in the poles, you can't see what I'm talking about. Let me get a pointer. In here, so I won't want to use this because it'll scratch it, and I don't want to do that. But in here, you should get the carbon out of these, because that will cause, it can cause burns on the commutator, and that can cause that ozone smell that you guys might smell when you use these old locomotives. But right now I don't have any plastic toothpicks, so I'm just going to be okay with this for now, and then I'll let my buddy know about it. I'm sure he'll watch the video, so but yeah. The commutator looks like it's coming out pretty nice. If you look at our armature here too, looks pretty in good shape. I don't see any crazy burn marks on the coils, so maybe right about there. But that's not really too much of an issue. This motor hasn't gotten hot, which is good. A lot of people will take these contact pieces and just replace them with wires because it'll pick up power better, but don't really need to do that for this locomotive. As is, you can see, I just took the fiberglass pencil to it, and it took that little bit of rust and corrosion off of there. So let's take this contact piece off, and we're just going to go over it with the fiberglass pencil. Go. That looks pretty good. Another thing that looks pretty interesting is this contact piece is bent in a weird way. So if we just kind of bend that back, we'll get this rust off of here as well. Okay, let me put this back on, just like so, and I put it back on the wrong way. Put it back on this way because that end is supposed to be under there and that end is supposed to be under there. And then the light, which to make it a good light, we want to have it under that like so, and make sure it doesn't touch the worm gear. And next thing we can do, if we wanted to, is to drop the trucks out by taking the worm gears out. I'm going to, because I don't have the grease at the moment, I'm going to use some of this oil, and you can see the gears. You can see the gears down in there. We're just gonna kind of go like this, drop some oil in there. We're gonna drop some oil here, and we're gonna take it over by these bearings here, and we're gonna drop some oil there, and some oil there. Don't let the oil get on the commutator. You want to drop it a little bit there. Some people do oil their commutators. I do not, but so just get that working in a little bit. Oil over here. Okay. Just quick little maintenance. So, if you really wanted to, you could go full hog with this locomotive. You could take the worm gears off, and then go full Monty and take the trucks out, take them apart, clean them. But I'm just trying to get this locomotive in a good running order for my friend, and then we can get this back to him, and then he can be running around and get into the hobby. So, one more thing I want to do for him is that these lights were put in the wrong way. They should be out, and I wasn't able to pull with the pliers. So, let me get something that I can push those lights out with. Alright, so I ended up just taking the blade. Here and prying it underneath. And you can just go like that. Now you've got the light in your hand. And it should be coming from the back side, which might be a little bit harder to do. Here, let me do this off camera real quick. Okay, I ended up grabbing myself a pair of tweezers. That's not going to work either. Hold on one second. Alright, we've got the headlights in there, in both sides. Now, what we can do is we can put the shell back on the locomotive. And now all we have to do now is wait for these to dry. And then I can paint the ends of them white. If you look here, these ends here got to be painted white. This end here, this end, and this end, this end, this end, and this end, and this end. And I will just do that hand painting. We'll do that. And then when those dry, I'll get back to you when those dry, pretty much. But in the meantime, well, I won't get back to you when those dry. In the meantime, let's take this over to the layout, make sure it runs pretty good, and then we'll wait for those handrails to dry. And here we go. Here it is on the layout. Running at a pretty decent speed. Let's try it backwards. I'm not even half throttle with this guy yet. Pretty good. I'll get back to you when I got the handrails all nice and painted, and we'll get this thing back together and pull some cars with it. Alright. Our handrails have dried. So, let's put them on the locomotive. We'll start with this guy, which is going to be on this side. See what I'm doing there? Yes, you can. Good, good, good. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, well, we'll start with that one. Missing a stanchion here, but it'll be okay for now. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be this guy. And we'll just do the same thing. Just kind of put them in the hole. Now you can see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah. Just kind of put them back in their hole. Second. All right. So I've got the two sides on. They're kind of bent out of shape and not right, but I did glue the back one. And this side we've got on. So we've got all that. And now we'll do the front, which should be hopefully a little easier. But we shall see. I'm going to do this off camera. Alright, we've got all the handrails on now. Now we're going to take our little brush and some white acrylic paint. And we're going to paint these parts of the edges here, here, and here. Make it look a little more accurate. And then we'll put it together and put it on the track. And then we should be done with this guy. Alright, got some white acrylic paint here. Don't need much, just a little bit. We're just gonna and we're just going to do that for all 4 corners. Okay, there's the front. Now we do the rear. All right, and there we go. We have our handrails painted properly. Let's put our locomotive back on its chassis here. All right, let's go take it over to the track. Okay, we've got it on the track. Looks pretty good. I think this thing turned out pretty good. I hope my friend likes it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you want to comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.